Hello my friends and welcome to another Hunter Guide. In today's video we will talk about how to parse in TOGC. This video will be one of the series, so be ready to the next one. In today's video we will look at the first encounter in this raid, which is Northrend Beasts. We will talk about some tips and tricks how to improve your DPS. This encounter consists of 3 bosses, and that is Gormok the Impaler, the Worms Acid Maw and Dreadscale, and Ice Howl. We will discuss each one by one and I give you some advice. The first, Gormok the Impaler. We start for the pre-trap immediately after starting the timer in DBM, which is 22 seconds before combat in this exact place. Then after the start of the combat we get a cooldown on the black arrow in 2 seconds, which we use for additional lock and load procs. You can pre-trap 2 seconds before someone starts the fight, that's an ideal situation. We are most interested in 3 things. The snowballs whose Gormok throws at a random player, and there are 4 of them in total. The snowballs throw a fire on the ground that you have to run away from immediately. Luckily it is only a few steps away, so nothing much hard. A worse option is when the snowball is thrown at us, then we have to run to the melee where they cleave him. Unfortunately it is a significant DPS loss, so bad luck, it is RNG. The third ability is Staggering Stomp, which interrupts spellcasting for 8 seconds. Therefore, it is better to use rocket boots for the second trap and avoid this. Also, whenever we go to set a trap, it is good to switch to the aspect of the cheetah, drop the trap, then disengage and switch to the Dragonhawk back. This can be applied in general to all fights. It is important not to forget to kill shot all snowballs when they have less than 20% life, and if they are in the fight, you must use multi-shot even when you are in aimed spec. Of course, we will multi-dotting with Serpent Sting every snowball to get a more DPS from Serpent Sting. At the end of the fight with Gormok, it is important to position yourself to the left because the Dreadscale and Acid Maw worms are coming, and we will want to pre-trap Acid Maw on the left side. It doesn't matter which worm your guild kills first, we always trap the static worm Acid Maw on left from the beginning. That means that as soon as possible after Gormok's death, we place the trap exactly on this spot, which we can easily estimate based on these 3 scratches on the ground. When your guild stacks them together in the start of the fight, the trap effect jumps to the second one and we use multi-shot again while they are together. Also don't forget multi-dot both worms with Serpent Sting during the whole fight. When the tank starts moving Dreadscale because of the slime pools and your guild, like for example mine, zerks the first Dreadscale, but unfortunately he moves, which is a disadvantage for us, so it is important to keep trapping the static one. If he is alive, and also we keep the pet on static one, because otherwise he dies in slime pools. If your guild starts on static worm, all the better for you. Only 2 things threatened us with this tactic, and that is the ability Paralytic Toxin and ability Sweep. As soon as we get a Paralytic Toxin, we have to run to the tank that tanks Dreadscale and drop this debuff, which is a significant loss of DPS due to the large movement. And ability Sweep from static one. This ability knocks back, so don't stay too close from Acid Maw. If you want to drop down the trap, it can happen that it will throw you away. You also need to follow the path of the worm underground and have a trap ready just before it emerges from the ground. When the last worm has less than 20% HP, we no longer trap him to get the cooldown for the Ice Howl pre-trap. We have to position ourselves closer to the gate at the end of the fight with the worms to make it. In fight with Ice Howl, we try to position ourselves as close as possible to the wall and away from other players, so that when he casts the Arctic Breath spell, it doesn't freeze us. Unfortunately, it is random and it can happen that he casts it right on us and then we won't do anything. Just before he moves to the center, we don't trap anymore, so that we will have a cooldown to the trap after a massive crash. After a while, he moves to the center and throws everyone to the wall and applies a stun. It is always important to reapply Serpent Sting on him, because it is the only ability with which we can damage him during the stun. When he accidentally hits someone, he gets enraged, so you have to use Strength Shot and dispel it. If he doesn't hit a player, he hits the wall and he gets stunned, and then we have bonus damage to him. So we drop the trap and use all the other cooldowns which we have and we blast. We repeat this until he's dead. And don't forget to pop all cooldowns with Bloodlust and always synchronize at least 2 cooldowns if we are outside of Bloodlust. For example, the Dark Moon card Trinket proc and Hyperspeed accelerators. If you like this video, please like and subscribe. Have a nice day.